Alright, so I'm going to be showing how to open up and disassemble this HP EliteBook. I don't know the full model number. If you know it or have an idea what it might be, this is a smaller one. At first, when the customer brought it, I thought it was going to be like a Chromebook or something. But yeah, you can see it's smaller than 13 inch. I don't know what the exact measurement is, but it might be like almost 13 inch, 12, I don't know. Anyways, yeah. So let's go ahead and take this thing apart. It looks like some screws are already missing. We're going to be using a T5 or Torx 5 screwdriver to remove the screws from the bottom. Sadly, there's no stickers here at all. Actually, is there a label under here, maybe? Nope. I don't know why it has all these pieces of tape on it, but it does. Alright, sorry for wasting your guys' time trying to figure out what the model number is, but I mean, if I don't know the model number, how am I supposed to look up anything for this thing? Alright, there's a piece of tape here with like the wireless model number, but that's not useful to me. Okay, nope, there's no HP model information here, so I don't know. Yeah, there's only like the Wi-Fi model number or something. Okay, anyways, sorry for that waste of a minute and a half. We're gonna go ahead and get a T5 Torx 5 screwdriver bit and remove all the screws from the bottom. Okay, looks like they already lost all the rubber feet and one screw that was up here. They just wanted me to pull the hard drive or SSD out and see if I could recover the data for them. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So 2 screws there, 2 screws here. Again, there was one up here. I'm not sure if it was also a T5. It could possibly have been different, but most likely it was also a T5 or Torx 5. Okay, after you've removed all the screws, let's go ahead and see if we can pop the bottom cover off. Usually on these HPs, I would start from one of the sides, and I would go from the side here and then use my thumbs to push and pop the cover. So you can see one of the sides is kind of coming up. You want to hold that outwards, and actually it's popping the top as well, or the back. Okay, so go ahead and wiggle, and there we go. We got the bottom cover off. Is there model information here? Oh, this is an HP Elite Dragonfly. Huh. So, product ID, they don't have the model number, is 6FW27AV. So, maybe I can check with that. Alright, anyways, that's all I see here. There's another sticker here, but it's kind of all faded off. I can't really read that too well. Okay, anyways, battery model number is EP04XL, so maybe I can look up EP04XL and see if I can find a similar laptop model here. Again, the main thing we're doing is removing the SSD. There's the LCD LVDS connector here with this little pull tab. You can pull it up. Usually these I have to kind of get under the connector on one of the sides and then pry it up as I pull it. The wireless card is soldered to the board here. 2 antennas, you go from the tail to pop it up. They have the label 1 and then the label 2 here. So yeah, that's how you know which one. There's a 1 written on there and a 2 written on that. Okay, you have this little connector for the headphone jack. It looks like it's replaceable. If this breaks, you can take these 2 screws out and you can pull that out. There's also the cable. You flip these latches, the black portion, you flip it up. Okay, if you want to see how to remove these kinds of connectors, I have other videos showing that. But yeah, speaker connector right here. That you just grab the little small portion here and pull it. Make sure you're not pulling the connector on the back that's stuck to the board. You only want to pull the small portion that's on the outside. So that has a cable going from there down to this speaker here. There's another speaker connector over here, which has a wire that connects to this speaker down here as well. Wireless antenna, one is here, one is here. Okay, this connector, I'm not going to take everything out, but most likely this is the keyboard connector, and then this is the keyboard backlight connector, the tiny one. Okay. Alright. UHD. Huh. So there's 2 cables going into the screen. This one as well. This one is a slide connector that you have to slide it out. And then you have a broadband wireless card here. This is for like if you have a SIM card or something, then you can put the SIM card in here, I believe. Okay, and you can use a mobile network All right, there's a tiny connector here. There's a fan connector here. This part of the board, the mobile chip, connects with this. And this says to pull. I think these tabs, if you pull it, it releases this. I don't want to mess around with it, but this, you kind of have to pry this metal cover up. Okay. We do have to get to the SSD, which I think is under here. And yeah, then you got this little connector here. It says touch. Interesting. So this tiny connector right here is for the touchscreen, it looks like. And then you have two more antennas for the mobile broadband, which one goes to this side, the other one, I guess these are mobile broadband, or there's two antennas in each side, I think. Okay, so yeah, all right, then you got this connector here, and that connects this portion, that connects this portion to this side. Sorry, it's hard for me to see what's going on. All right, this looks like it has a tab that helps you pull the metal plate up for the SSD. So let me try and pull that. If that doesn't work, I'm just gonna get my fingernail underneath and pry that metal plate out. That was easier, but here you can see how it holds on there. Okay, they have one screw holding it. I believe it's a PH1 or JS1 screwdriver or screw. So let's go ahead and remove that screw. Oh, it's one of these Intel Optane things. So hopefully we'll be able to read the data off of it, because these Intel Optanes are always a problem. All right, we're gonna lift this slightly, and then we're gonna wiggle and pull that out. And yeah, we'll see what we can get from there. Okay, and yeah. All right, not really much else to this. I'm likely going to end up just putting it back together. There's no replaceable, removable RAM. Most likely it's underneath this metal cover here, soldered to the board. But yeah, this was just kind of a quick look. The main thing we needed was to get the SSD out to try and pull data off of it. So I'm going to try and pull the data out. If I can, then I'll do that. I have a little USB adapter I use for that. If I can't pull the data out, then I'll have to let the customer know, and they might have to send their SSD to a data recovery place, because these Intel Optane things are always having problems. Okay, so anyways, just connect it to this here, and we'll screw it down. And yeah, we're gonna get the data. Then we're just gonna put this metal plate back, put the bottom cover up, and that's pretty much it. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. If it did, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their device as well. And if it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. If you can't help out that way, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. I also have another channel called It's Been Reviewed and More. Same profile picture but zoomed in. I only put my review videos on there. They're currently going on this channel as well, but hopefully once that channel starts getting enough viewers and subscribers, I'll be able to just keep all those videos on there. So yeah, subscribe to that one. That'll really help. And yeah, I'm going to check this, and then I'll be back to go ahead and put it all back together. Alright, so apparently it's BitLocker encrypted, and it has some kind of BitLocker encryption that I don't know why, but my computers can't unlock it. So I'm going to wait till I get a newer computer, get a hold of a newer computer to try and see if it can read the BitLocker encryption. Very strange, but when I plug it in, it basically just tells me your computer is not compatible with this version of BitLocker, so try using another one to access it. I'm just going to put this thing back together for now, and then I'll see what the customer wants to do, or maybe they have another computer that I can try it out on. But yeah, actually, let me put this back in. I don't know, maybe the issue with their computer was the BitLocker thing, and then I can fix the repair the boot issue if this somehow can read the BitLocker encryption, because my guess is the BitLocker is corrupted or something, and that's causing the problem. But I guess we'll find out. We'll put this back in. Okay. And yeah, this goes in at an angle, if you saw, and I like to push both sides here if I can, to prevent it from like pushing the connector, the port, off the board. Sometimes the solder is not too good, and if you were to just push the SSD or other parts in place, sometimes that can actually break the solder joints. Anyways, let's go ahead and put the bottom cover back on. Most likely just line everything up and click it into place. Push down and inwards at the same time to click it. If this side doesn't go in, sometimes you have to kind of tilt the cover up like this. Okay, and then we'll work our way around the back. And yeah, all right, that's all in. We just got to get the screws back, and that's pretty much it. Again, hopefully this video helped you guys out. Like, comment, subscribe, you know the drill. We're just going to get all these screws back in. We'll power it up. If I end up having another portion to this video for like how to undo the BitLocker and stuff like that on this computer, I'll show that. But I do have other videos showing how to remove BitLocker, so if you need a video on that, yeah, check out my other videos, or just comment in the comment section below saying you don't know how to remove BitLocker or something. You do need the recovery key to remove BitLocker, unless you can actually log into Windows. If you can log into Windows, then you won't need the recovery key. But if you can't log into Windows, then you definitely need the recovery key. All right, so let's see. Did they even charge this thing? Is it dead? Let's plug this in. Assuming it works by USB-C. Oh, there's two USB-C ports. Oh, I think it's completely dead. Oh, wait, no, it's lighting up. Okay, so the charge port's lighting up, but let's see. Does it power on? Oh, okay. I guess their computer doesn't power on at all. So, yeah, never mind. Their computer is just toast, so I can't even try the BitLocker mode on here. I'll let it charge for a while, and then we'll see if it turns on, but yeah. That's pretty much all there is to this. Hopefully this video helped you guys. Again, thanks for watching. Sorry there wasn't really much useful stuff here, at least not to me. There wasn't too much. There was how to remove the SSD and other connectors. But yeah, that's it. I'll see you all in the next one. Let's drop this. Bye.